So this woman is a real nutcase. The problem with this woman
disinformation and
is that she's speaking in English all the time. She needs to stop speaking in English. The thing is, our language, English, in England, we have got the 1688 Bill of Rights, which says that any speech in connection with Parliament is completely free. And also, we've got the Public Meeting Act as well, which means that you can't stop us gathering together and exchanging ideas and information, at least anyway, if it's not illegal, and then particularly with complete and total free speech if it's in connection with Parliament, which is matters of church, state and law. So, and in America, they've got the First Amendment with complete and total freedom of speech, which they're saying extends to everything, right? That's what they're saying. Now, the thing is with these concepts is that it is the English language which these concepts are enshrined in. Yet we've got this German woman. I think she's German anyway. I mean, I should be more informed. I feel a bit unprofessional by not even knowing what her name is off the top of my head. I think it says so there. All right. Annual meeting. So, I mean, yeah, what she's actually doing is she's a European woman who is a leader who's been elected multiple times, who is like, right in the middle of this World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, which has failed to completely and utterly override all our rights when it's actually treasonous and illegal in the 1700 Act of Settlement to do that of our country. Foreign entities taking over our rights. And what she's doing is she's trying to talk everyone into this, let's ditch this freedom of speech idea. Yet she's doing it in a language whose laws have got the preservation of freedom of speech. So, like English and American, although American is an accent, not a language. American is an accent of the English language, as is Australian. Yet this woman is, in the languages that are free in law, putting out the idea to not have freedom of speech in that language, which is quite insane. Why doesn't she just say, okay then, well, you can stick your language where the sun don't shine and we won't speak it, we're going to speak German. That's quite ironic, because then she won't be free to speech. If she doesn't believe in freedom of speech, then why doesn't she shut the fuck up speaking in English? And I don't think she should be free to speak in English. It's a free language. It's a language of freedom. I think she should stick to German, and then she can, be unfree to speak English, and restricted in, if she wants to, if she's all for restriction, then why don't she start? Why isn't her number one move, right? If she says, no, we will not have free speech, we need to have restricted speech. Right, well, the first restriction shall be then, stop speaking in English, lady. Right? Your first move, right, is, do not want everyone to be free to speak. Well, don't speak in English then. That's your start. It's a good place to start. Huh? I don't hear Maloney speaking in English, but Maloney's the one who's like, I'm not too sure about this WEF idea. I don't even hear Maloney speaking in English. I hardly heard her speak in English. I've never hardly heard her. I've only heard her speak in English on about 2 videos, right? Maloney rarely speaks in English. She mainly speaks in Italian, right? Yet this woman, I've never even heard her speaking in her own language. Yet all she seems to be talking about is she doesn't want freedom of speech. So we'll start with not stopping speaking English then. If you want to, ditch complete freedom of speech, please, lady, please start with don't speak English. Please. speed to my hand because my face ain't listening, and then at least then she can, and then she can kind of say what she wants because I won't understand what a word she's saying. I mean, she can talk about, taking away free speech all day, but, it won't bother me, it won't bother me, it won't bother anyone in America or England, she can say what she wants, Lady, stop speak English. If you don't want a free language, don't speak the free language. If you don't want freedom of speech, then stop speaking the free language, lady. Stick to German, start a new empire, with its main restriction that, no, English is a free language. We're going to stop speaking it now. At least Australia is, the thing with Australia is that they apparently they're stopping the kids going on their social media, so they won't need to control social media. What she says here.
Misinformation. Tackling this has been our focus.
What's with she's got some really she's got this. What's with these like dipping the head thing going on? What's that head dip? It's almost kind of like on. I was watching Die Another Day again the other day, yesterday, and it's like when he's on when they're on the plane, isn't it? And then he does that, little. Oh no! When he gives the demo in Iceland, when he's in Iceland, and he gives the demonstration of the Icarus, and then at the end of it, he's right chuffed with himself, and then he kind of like dips his head a bit. He gives his masquerade away, because apparently he's learnt to be Gustav. He's learned the Gustav character, but he slips a little bit, and he gives away his like little Oriental upbringing, slight gesture moves. This is what this woman's got. She does a slight little bit of a, there, like, kind of, is she bowing to China or what? I don't know.
Since the very beginning of my mandate, with our Digital Services Act, we defined the...
What's Digital Services Act? Is it servicing anyone? It's a digital services. We are giving you digital services. Or, if it's services, what services?
Responsibilities of large internet platforms on the content they promote and propagate. Responsible to children and vulnerable groups.
Yeah, but there aren't any... Lady, Australia has just said that it's not going to let children on social media. So there aren't going to be any vulnerable children on social media in Australia because they're not allowed on there. So your Digital Delivery Act service is pretty much pointless, half of it, if there aren't going to be any children on there to protect, because they ain't going to be on there anyway. So you might as well just sign up to the Australian policy, and then you don't need it to have that clause in there about kids because they're not going to be on there. So done.
Targeted by hate speech.
Fukuyama's claim that we're at the end of history.
We need to start targeting hate speech by stopping movies with all the explosions and so forth, rather than tackling citizens and blaming us. Why isn't she, why is it that Greta, right? Why is it that Greta can get, Arnold over? Greta can get Arnold over any day of the week, Why has she not got Arnold there, Why is she not with Arnold at home, the governor of California, Why has she not got Arnold next to her, He's going, I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Oh, this is what happened to pronouns, And I can choose my identity. I want to be identified as Arnilda Matilda Schwarzenegger. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Speak English, boy. Arnold Schwarzenegger is definitely not going back to the farm. He's not going back to Germany.
Let me go back to the number one concern of the global risk.
Arnold doesn't want to go back to the farm. He's had enough of farms. That's why he moved away. Maybe she needs to move to America like Arnold. I think Arnold needs to get a grip on this lady, whether or not you know what needs to happen with this woman.
Report.
What I want to see with this woman is like on Total Recall at the airport. Like when she's like 2 weeks. Have you got any fruit or vegetable? Have you got any fruit or vegetables on here, madam? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and then it's like, and then it's like, and then it's like the mask comes and Arnold comes out from inside, and he's catch. She really needs to stop speaking in English if she doesn't believe in freedom of speech. I mean, the first thing to do would be, why isn't she boycotting English? If she can't stand freedom of speech, why isn't she boycotting speaking, American and English? I mean, at least, this is the thing. Apparently Maloney, she claims that she's not like a hardcore WEF, but you never even hardly hear Maloney speaking in English. This woman though, have you got any fruit or vegetables, madam? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.